I'm Drew Underwood. I'm the writer and director of Bloody Mary.
I'm Allison Starlock. I'm the writer, director, and producer of Pickup Time.
I'm Zena Logan. I'm the actor in Pickup Time.
I'm Ray Rivas. I'm the writer director of Rejected.
Anybody have any questions for our filmmakers this evening?
I know
Nope,
Noah
everybody
does.
say it at once. Yes, Noah.
Pickup Time, I'm gonna start out with that first. That was so like succinct and so like damn right there. I really like. Was that like a weekend shoot? Like how? Run me through the process of that because I thought it just really popped.
Oh, thank you. That is my house.
Okay.
And my car.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was a one-day shoot, like a banker's day one-day shoot, and it was just great fun. Just
Zena was great.
playing with friends, including my dear friend Zena Logan, who you should all cast.
She was great. It was great. Great job. And Rejected, hilarious. That was so funny. And I was gushing about it, and my friend just left, and I was like so happy with that short. And he like looked at me and was like, stop talking. And all I said was, I like when you say you like something. So. And Bloody Mary was a lot of fun. Great way to end it on. I loved it. It was a lot of fun. It had heart to it. It felt like a full movie in the best way that I can say it.
Perfect. Thank you.
Personally, I'm not drinking a Bloody Mary. It just looks like something you should not put in your mouth. Buffalo Plaid, you had a question.
Yeah. Hey. So Rejected is that a device?
So it's a 1997 Sony Mavica
Yep.
floppy disk camera that actually was mass produced and failed. And I think it had a whopping total resolution of 0.3 megapixels.
It was a brick. It was insane. I had one. My ex was crazy about them. I don't know why. They're horrible.
Because they were new and they were cool all the time.
I'm sorry? What was that, Ben?
Because they were new and they were cool at the time.
There is that. There is that. He did stop me from buying an IBO, though. So that was probably a good piece of advice right there. Yes, please.
Your biggest challenges in all of production?
I guess I'll start. Financing is always kind of challenging when you're an independent filmmaker. And just problem solving with your team on the day. Just trying to figure out how you're going to block it out and make the magic trick work, essentially. Yeah, those are probably the biggest hurdles for our team.
Allison Drew.
I would probably say music, trying to get the right amount of score, how much of it to just let it be the suburban landscape versus like dread or levity with the score.
Sure.
That was there was a lot of playing with that. Zena's husband Connor Logan did the score. Finding that balance is very hard. Also, a little filmmaking tip: if you film at your house, remember to location scout at your own house with the brain of a filmmaker. Because when we were in the front yard, I was like, oh, it's really fucking loud out here from the freeway right there. But I had not thought about it that way because I live there.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
My lead actor was allergic to salt, so
Oh,
he couldn't actually drink a real Bloody Mary. So I was like, oh, fuck. That's why it looks like fruit punch, and it is, because it is fruit punch. So yeah, that was the biggest challenge.
Thank you. Right back there. Tova and your friend.
And you like-
Both of you.
Were there any major differences from the original script and getting on its feet? And why, if there were any?
Yes, you went first.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think so, to be honest. I wrote it as a short story originally in high school with the idea of a stutter and everything. But so I kind of changed it from that, and that was where most of the changes of the idea transformed. But yeah, also the other hardest thing was trying to find a bar that we could shoot in and everything. So if we couldn't find a bar, that probably would have had us to change things. But other than that, not really. It was pretty direct for the script.
But kudos on being flexible,
Yeah.
being ready to be flexible. And
Trying
like, we
to,
can
yeah.
always have the date in another place where they would have Bloody Mary.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I like that. I think the big thing with this one was just there was another section to it where it was like she was then still going and getting her groceries and putting them all inside. And so we were like, that was just a hat on a hat. We didn't need to add another joke. It was fun to play. I'm an overwriter, I'm an overfilmer, I'm all that, and then I sculpt kind of thing. So it was fun to intentionally write something very down and dirty, brief. It's fun.
I would say for us, the only thing was expansion. We originally started with one short, which was the Sasquatch short. that was the original kind of impetus of the whole idea, and then we decided, this is kind of a fun thing, and we've never played around in the horror parody sandbox before, so it was a fun challenge for our team. And as far as the completed script, we storyboarded everything, and so it was pretty on point to what we had planned out.
Before we get to your question,
Don't worry about it.
no, you're fine. I just need to know, what was up with that Cocoa Puff on that woman's face?
I know, right?
So,
Stop
it's-
thinking about it.
It's funny you say that because I was sweating on the day of production. We ordered that prosthetic from the UK, and it was late in transit, so I was like, I'm not gonna sleep tonight because I really wanted that to show up, and it showed up that morning on set, so I was like, yes! Yeah, that was actually my girlfriend. We were acting beside. I was Bob Durgan's. Holy smokes! And we,
Movie magic.
yeah, we had a good time with it. So that Cocoa Puff arrived on the morning of.
It was a fantastic
It was
process.
deeply upsetting.
Yeah,
Deeply disturbing.
I made those braces from scratch.
And we do have time for one more, please go ahead. Yes.
All right. Do you want to shout out any particular inspiration, either a movie or a film, or just something in your life that led to this?
Yeah, I'll go first. Like film stuff, it would be Elaine May's The Heartbreak Kid, or all
Nice.
the cringe, awkward
Nice,
date.
nice,
and stuff like
yeah.
that. Yeah, I really love that
All
movie.
hail Elaine May.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
And of course, Evil Dead 2 and stuff with obviously the head and all that jazz. But on the first day with my girlfriend, she actually made fun of my stutter that I actually have. So I was like, okay. We've been together for like 8 years now. We're fine. It lasted. It's all good. But that was a little actual inspiration of like, that would be a funny little awkward date.
Well, it got to me because my first love had a stutter, and it was a whole thing where he then told me how much he had to practice to call me the first time. And I was like, oh. So you had me right away. I was like, you got me in the
I
feels.
got one, yes.
Yeah.
You get sweet them.
Yeah. That's my idea of romance, and then plus blood. For my poor husband. Let's see. Thank you for getting that joke, whoever that was. Let's see. Inspiration. My daughter, and my daughter's autistic, so she would go to therapies, and I would freak out about whether or not I would get there in time to take her to the things, because when she was really little, it would have gone very bad, and she wouldn't have cared if I was covered in blood. So. Yeah, that was pretty much where that came
I
from.
honestly just expect mothers to be covered in blood.
In our souls. We're both moms. Yeah. Anything you want to say, Zena, about playing your role in terms of inspiration that you drew from?
Well, I definitely channel my inner mom.
Yeah.
For that
Yeah.
need to be somewhere and that urge not to fail.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess some of my inspirations, decades upon decades of pop culture parodies that we've been seeing, and more specifically, Stay Tuned with John Ritter. You guys
Yeah.
remember that one?
Yeah.
And obviously, like the likes of the VHS franchise, and actually just stumbled upon WNUF like a year ago,
Uh-huh.
and so that was cool and refreshing to see. But yeah, just lo-fi horror.
UHN, Kentucky Fried Movie.
Kentucky Fried Movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
And also, this is my first time at Nightmares, and what a fucking blast it's been.
Woo!
Thank you for having us.
All is we need to let the theater staff clean the theater.
Thanks for coming, guys.